考下大家，呢幾間公司分別做 FinTech、物流、區塊鏈遊戲、加密貨幣交易同基因診斷檢測，咁佢哋又有咩共通點呢？冇錯，佢哋全部都係港產獨角獸，之可以成功跑出，除咗靠團隊嘅努力，背後仲有呢位投資人。
睇片之前記得訂閱經一嘅 YouTube Channel， 撳埋個鐘仔，下載我哋個 App， 仲有我哋經一共肥計劃 Patreon 已經上線啦，貼士密密送，有錢齊齊揾，快啲訂閱啦！
Whenever someone says that they don't believe in the potential of Hong Kong startups, all you need to do is point to unicorn row, we call it, right? The row of unicorns that we've supported, and the unicorns that Hong Kong as a whole has nurtured.
唐啟波 Chibo 由2009年加入戈壁創投，負責管理由戈壁做獨立普通合夥人嘅阿里巴巴香港創業者基金。好多你聽過嘅獨角獸，包括一開始講嗰幾間，喺早期冇人識嘅時候，佢已經有份投資。依家戈壁一共投資咗70間香港 startups， 仲集中火力喺呢6大領域。
I would say that we still focus on 6 main areas: AI, Industry 4.0, FinTech, healthcare, consumer, and sustainability. So those are all areas that we feel not just Hong Kong but GBA as a whole has a lot of competitive advantages in.
Pitching 要簡而精啊！即係你係中 point 嘅話，你一句都可以中 point。
唔同領域嘅 startups 越嚟越多 ，Chibo 呢13年嚟見盡過千間嚟自世界各地嘅 startups。眼光獨到嘅佢係用咩方法發掘每一粒明日之星呢？
I think a lot more is founder dependent, right? So we're looking for founders that are serial entrepreneurs that have, experience, resources that they can draw upon to, make a startup successful. But obviously there's not as much traction in terms of business development, in terms of revenue, obviously no profit. And so those are less important areas for us to be considering. It's more about the founder and the future market potential, right? When it comes to more established startups, maybe the Series A, Series B, this is past an MVP, and you guys already have some traction on the business side, some revenue, some contracts and clients. Then that becomes more important. Then we start looking into the business model, the unit economics. We start to talk to their key clients, getting testimonials. Then it becomes, okay, well, how much traction has this startup proven? And at what point do we feel like it could actually scale this MVP?
喺咁多間公司入面，最賺錢兼最唔使擔心，就係總部位於香港嘅金融創科 Air Wallace。戈壁早喺2015年 Pre-A 輪融資已經領頭，依家 Air Wallace 最新一輪融資之後，估值已經升到55億美金。不過佢就覺得成功同滿足感唔係用錢去衡量。
For me, it's never about the actual return, or it's never about the money per se. It's always about the relationships that I'm able to build with the entrepreneurs, right? Because as venture capitalists, as the earliest stage backers of these companies, you're helping these founders when no one else will, right? You're putting your money to help them grow their company when no one else will, and so for them that means a lot. Right, like Air Wallace, Jack, the CEO, I'm still really good friends with to this day, right? Like Prenetics, Danny, I'm still very good friends with, right? GoGoX, Steven, Lam, I'm very good friends, right? Sandbox VR, Steven as well. I think for all of these companies that we've backed early and have helped them in their process and in their growth, I think that all of these relationships mean a lot.
要做到好似佢哋咁，唔知創辦人又有咩特質先吸引到你呢？
As you can see, these businesses, especially in tech, in the new economy, they transform so quickly, right? And it's really the founders and entrepreneurs themselves that you have to find and identify that are adaptable, that are good at execution, and have vision to be able to change and adapt quickly to new market conditions.
機會係留俾有信念嘅人。
不過，就算份成績表咁靚仔，都有那些年錯過嘅 startups。
Fluke is one where, that's a very Hong Kong deal. And, Ethan, the CEO, I've known since I basically moved here to Hong Kong, right? And so, many years. And, back when we first met, they were just raising their Series A, right? And so I think that was around a valuation of 50-60 million. And so, that was a deal that, I really believed in the founder. We got along. To this day, we're still friends, right? And I'm still trying to find ways, even now it's like a Series D or something. I mean, we're still trying to find ways to be helpful for them. But, back then we wanted to invest, but, because of the background of some of our LPs, their existing shareholders said that, look, maybe not this round, right? And so because of that, we did not invest in the company. But, I think that we still respected each other, we still liked each other, we kept in touch all these years, and so we're still finding ways to be a part of their story.
真正令到呢個城市停滯不前嘅，亦都唔係你所講嘅無知或者短視，而係我哋對香港創科都已經失去咗信任。
啲人成日話香港幾唔掂，偏偏 Chibo 就好有信心。
I think that Hong Kong has a lot to offer. And I think that in many different aspects, Hong Kong is very unique. Number one, Hong Kong is actually the only place in the world where there's zero VAT tax. In healthcare, biotech, Hong Kong is probably the only place where you could actually apply for both CFDA license or registration and also an FDA one, right? Because if you're a Chinese biotech company, actually it's very difficult for you to get an FDA approval now because they do discriminate, right? But if you're a Hong Kong company, it's still treated very differently. Hong Kong is definitely the best place to be innovating in fintech sector in all of Greater China, right? Simply because the systems here and the regulatory frameworks are very clear. And they're certain. There's a high degree of certainty. There's a lot of global talent here. Hong Kong is without a doubt the most global city in Greater China, right?
香港咁多優勢，真係唔好嘥咗佢。創科要進步，睇嚟要向新加坡偷師。
When you say that Hong Kong government always says that they do a lot in innovation technology, I think they're trying to, but I still think it's not enough. I think they need to do much more talking, much more PR, much more marketing about what they are doing or plan to do for INT in Hong Kong. Right? I think that's one area where Singapore government just outshines Hong Kong in every aspect. Right? They're just so good at marketing and putting the word out that this is a sector that we're pushing. These are the unicorns that we're backing. These are all the people that have moved here. Right? I think Hong Kong needs to find their local heroes. They need to talk more about those local heroes. And they need to talk more about the things that are in the roadmap for promoting this overall ecosystem.
戈壁除咗發展香港，未來仲會逐步擴展深圳、廣州、澳門、東莞同其他大灣區地方。眼光放到越嚟越遠，唔知嚟緊佢有捕捉到邊隻獨角獸呢？
想緊貼更多理財、投資同生活嘅資訊，就繼續留意我哋唔同嘅平台，記得訂閱我哋 Patreon 同埋 YouTube Channel， 同撳埋個鐘仔啦。